Hey and welcome to Simply Business from Essex to East London. I'm pleased and excited to welcome this episode's guest, Lisa Hawkyard, mother of all coaches. Okay. Are Jaffa cakes a biscuit or a cake?
Biscuit.
Tea or coffee?
Neither. Oh, peppermint tea.
Okay. Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram.
Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
Mac or PC?
Mac.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Actually, to make everybody happy.
What is your least favourite chore?
Ironing.
One thing you would definitely take to a desert island?
Oh my goodness. My earphones. With my phone.
Okay. What came first, chicken or the egg?
Chicken.
Okay. And if you could ask a question like this to anybody else, a future guest, what question do you think I should ask?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I was going to say what makes you happy. What makes you happy?
What makes you happy?
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so first of all, we'll start off. This is a chance for you to introduce yourself, tell us a bit about you, what you love to do, what your hobbies are, and then of course go into what you do now, and so people can know all about you.
Yeah, okay. I'm Lisa Hawkyard, and my tag is I am the mother of all coaches, and basically I help people to understand their mindset and to empower their mindset to empower themselves. So that is my role, but I'm a mum, and what's actually happened as I've got into coaching, my children have grown up and they're kind of fleeing the nest, and I've got this big nurture thing of always through all of my life I've wanted to nurture, care, look after people, make sure they're okay. So what I've actually done, now they're moving on, I'm bringing it into my coaching even more.
Of course, makes sense.
Because I think quite a lot of people actually forget to look after themselves, and everybody needs to be looked after.
Agreed.
You can all look after yourselves, but definitely nurture it. So with that, I help build confidence, self-esteem. I really help people understand their mindset. And having trained and had a lot of experience around Bob Proctor, who's a huge thought leader over in the States, or very law of attraction based, I've used his principles and with my own experiences, and just got this really lovely theory, and I just work intuitively as well.
Okay.
And I think, like I say, a lot of people need to be heard, and I like to listen and just tap in.
Agree. You've got a lot of love to give with your children, and also now bringing that,
Absolutely.
injecting that into every single day. Nice.
Definitely. And I think the thing is as well is everybody deserves to be the best that they possibly can be, but sometimes people don't have that confidence or that self-esteem where they sometimes they don't want to ask either. I provide lots of different avenues that they can go through with, which will all lead to me, and I'll just hopefully build them up. So far some fantastic results.
And what about some hobbies? What do you like to do in your spare time,
in my
or
spare
to relax?
time, to relax. I don't know if you count it as a hobby. I really do love meditation. That's one of the big things that I do every day.
Yeah.
I like going for walks. I love to see my friends. Gone are the days of the clubs. But
Okay.
I really. Well, actually, not
I was
quite.
going to say.
Yeah, not quite. Maybe in the summer. But I really love being around my friends and my family. And again, like I say, where the children are a lot older now, to come back and spend some family time, quality family time with them is fantastic. And keep fit.
Okay, so where are you now with your business, and how did you get to this point? This point now.
I would probably say I've probably kind of in the startup phase. I have been coaching for a couple of years now, but what's happened, I've kind of rebranded and I'm trying to find myself. And
of course.
One of the things that I like to say is that I really do lead by example. So it's to show that just because you've had one decision, you don't have to stick with it. My theory is still the same, my ethos is still the same, but I'm kind of just playing around with where I'm at there. But where I'm at the moment, I have a Facebook subscription group. I hold workshops. I go up into the city in London and hold workshops there, wellbeing days, classes. So I'm trying to find a whole range that will suit everyone. And this is from my experience. There's been many times where I've thought, I really want to work with that person, but they're maybe out of my bracket financially, or maybe they're actually in the city and I need something more local. So
of course.
I'm local, online, and up in the city. So
all the things that I like to hear about, because I'm almost all three of those as well. So it makes sense to be that now. So
Yes.
have your local community and also
Absolutely.
be online, so anybody can access that.
Definitely. And something I've actually just brought back recently, I've become more local again, because I was very much online, but I've actually started getting out in the community.
Nice.
And I've lived where I live. I've lived there for 17 years, and I've started off working in a creche, and then I was a driving instructor and schools. And I forget how many people I know. So when I'm doing my coaching, even the other day I was going around putting posters up for my local classes, and I was gathering clients along the way, and I'd forgotten.
Amazing, that's great.
I think we forget that sometimes. We forget that our community can potentially be our work as well.
We instantly want to go further afield because something like the internet allows that to happen.
Yes.
But forget what's on our doorstep, just in the community that we live in, which is great because we're going to come to community questions later. So save those.
I will.
Okay, so. Feel free. This podcast is all about me speaking with people that are local companies or businesses or starting out or wherever they are, and basically giving them some kind of exposure to let people understand their story. So you've filled us in a little bit about Lisa, which is great. Now tell us the kind of services that you offer. Actually, deliver some, adverts, if you like. What is you can do? How can people find you? How can they get involved if they want to?
Okay, well, I think the main thing to focus on as well, if people are feeling stuck, they're feeling unsure, they can't work out their thoughts, they just feel like they need a form of support, and they really want to boost their confidence. And I think the core of everything is if we feel good about ourselves, then we're going to become more creative. So I focus in on how people are feeling and how they are feeling and how they want to feel, and using the theories that I've got, using the law of attraction, using the methods through Bob Proctor, using my own experiences, because I've had quite a few, then I nurture and we grow, and we do that. The main way that people can get hold of me is, if obviously, like I said, if you're in the Essex area, I'm becoming quite a known person in the Essex area, which is fantastic.
Yeah, great.
But my website is www.lisahawkyard.com.
Head there.
And all the socials are Lisa Hawkyard Mindset.
Head there.
Okay, and YouTube now.
Amazing.
Just started a YouTube channel, and this is what I was saying about leading by example. I've been pulling away from that for so long because I'm thinking, who's going to want to watch me? And that actually, I'm enjoying it now. It's not actually, I'm not doing it for business. I'm doing it because I'm getting a kick out of it.
That's it.
And that's one thing that I try and explain to my clients. But I'm actually experiencing it myself now, so I'm really, really enjoying that. So YouTube channel as well, and I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Great. So head to all of those places. And where are when people are kind of crossing your path, where are you finding that's happening the most for you?
At the moment, mainly out and about, but mainly women.
Okay.
A similar age to me.
Yep.
So sort of like in their 40s. So that's roughly the same. But however, what I'm noticing is they're coming to me for advice, and actually they're trickling it through to their children, and that's the biggest bonus out of this as well, because it's a ripple effect, and it's actually helping with their partners, it's helping deal with work scenarios. So it tends to be people that are watching my videos on social media, it tends to be more like I say, more women. But then I do have a lot of work with creatives, like within the music industry, some TV people.
Amazing.
So and kind of like you're kind of
the media industry, and it's
and I think as well, it's like when people are down on themselves, their flow, they lose their flow because they're worrying too much about what other people think, or are they good enough?
Definitely.
Whereas if we can unblock that creative flow and make people realise actually as you are is all you need to be, then things will start flowing, and that's what I love the most,
Okay, we're going to move on. So anybody listening, get in touch. Lisa's given you all of the contact details, and if any of those things kind of resonated with you, then definitely get in touch, because that's what this is all about, broadening people's story and their network. So do that. I'm going to move on to some questions that relate to Simply Create, but really any business. So the first one is, how do you, and you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but maybe you can go into more detail, how do you interact and engage with your local community through your business, and most recently? So you said obviously going around and putting your posters started to kind of get you out in that community is nice, but how else have you felt that you've done that?
So what else, I've got a Facebook page called I Am Me, and that is what I started probably about 3 years ago, like literally about 2 followers, two likes, and now we're about 2,500, which is fantastic.
That's what you call growth?
Absolutely. So a lot of people know me for that page now, so if they want to know about me, they will go to that page or see me. I practice what I preach. You know, so wherever I go, I don't go actually going looking for clients. I just happen to have a chat, and people go, "What do you do?" You know, so I think that's
it.
one. And being authentic, being real,
Definitely.
being open enough to say that we all have those days where we struggle, and actually go, "Do you know what? I can relate to that," but then have a solution for it as well. So a lot of people come my way through that. Word of mouth.
Yeah,
word of mouth.
Still
very,
the most
very
powerful.
Underestimated sometimes, isn't it? But definitely word of mouth. And also I do emails now. I've been starting to do email, like MailChimp.
Okay, yeah, great.
Newsletters, I should say.
Yeah.
And that's reaching quite a lot of people as well.
Nice. And what about out and about in your community, like FaceTime?
So I'm doing my happiness classes.
Amazing.
And that's very recent, but that's taking off, which is fantastic. So I've set myself a goal for that. That's Monday evening, 7 till 8. And a lot of people are starting to come from the community. And again, like word of mouth, that's really helping.
And give them all the details. So the date, the time, and what's the location?
So
you might as well.
Every Monday, 7 till 8.
Yeah.
We're up alternate weeks. So I'm not sure when this is actually going out, but one week will be at the Beacon Centre, Drake Road, Sheffield 100. And the following week will be at Tyrrell's Hall, which is Rectory Road in Grays. Okay. It's £10 per person, and you come up. It's a really comfortable, welcoming environment. You get a drink and a biscuit, and we just sit and we chat, and we have a worksheet, and we work through building up a bit of confidence and lifting that energy. So that's my main thing at the moment, which I'm really loving.
Amazing. So going back to community, and this is normally a bit of a sticky, tricky question, so people are a bit like on the spot with it, but what do you think that your community, because I'm quite big on businesses are putting stuff out sometimes, and actually the community are not giving us back as much, or what could the community do, whether it be your community in your business or actually your local community, what can they do to help you, to push you and your business, and to get you known and really out?
Okay, so what I would love is for when anyone sees anything of any of my work on social media to share it and tag
We'd all love that.
Absolutely. So
but that's true.
That's
definitely
one of the biggies. Is actually to invite me into their companies, their businesses, even just for like a taster.
There we go.
Just rock in, and like an hour is all people need. It really is, and even like a lunch break, something along those lines. That would be great. If they're coming to one of my events, bring a friend. You know.
It's all helpful.
So, yeah, absolutely. And just talk about me. Literally talk about
and I think that's definitely one of the best answers, and quite honest, is that you put the onus back on the people a little bit, and it's very true. If you see some stuff out there, then help me along, especially if you're an advocate of what I've done. If you've given someone help and supported them, and they know that they can vouch for you, then why not spread that word? That'd be great.
As well, sometimes is what we find is that sometimes, because of the nature of what I do, sometimes people aren't ready to talk about me as in I've helped them, because they don't have a bit of pride, it's a little bit of wanting a bit of privacy. So I think there's that side of
of course.
But you know what, you can also talk about me without actually having to acknowledge that you've been one of my clients.
Of course, definitely.
Okay,
I'm going to pause it there because I'm going to jumble some stuff around. I just had to redo the setup with the mics and the camera, but I thought while I did that, it was a great opportunity for me to ask you to make sure you like, share, and review this podcast. Any comments and engagement are always appreciated. Right, back to it. Okay, so my company's called Simply Create, and I'm all about creativity. What I try to get the message out there to whatever business you're in, creativity is important, but I'm really interested in how people think and take on creativity. So how do you use creativity in your business? How do you associate with creativity, and what do you think it's good for?
Okay, so how would I use it in my business? So, for example...
That's all right. Maybe if we just speak louder.
Okay.
If they're going to speak louder, we'll just speak louder.
So for me in my business, and this is just a personal thing, I was saying earlier about we have to start to enjoy things, and sometimes we don't think it's going to get us business, but we just do it. So I'm loving starting to play around with YouTube, get more creative so people are more interested in what I'm doing, play around with my posts, do different things in my posts.
Definitely.
Start actually showing my personality, because when I first started this, I was scared, like, oh no, people are going to think this. But then again, lead by example, just be my true self.
Definitely.
So I think it was last week, I really messed up on a post, and I couldn't do it. And in the end, I just did a video of me laughing at myself.
Why not?
And it got such an amazing response. So that was
definitely.
again with my newsletters, I'm playing around and making them what I would like to read, rather than what I think people would like to read. So then I'm enjoying putting them out there.
Nice.
When somebody says the word creative to me, I see it not so much artistic, kind of along the lines of what you do actually. You know, I'm piecing together videos, editing, sense of humour, using a sense of humour. What else?
Some people are really good at that, and they're genius in the right moment. They can bring a laugh, and that's just what the whole atmosphere needed. Definitely. And some people know that.
I have a friend, Lisa Buck, and she's just got the meanest, wickedest sense of humour. Very serious, very dry, and then bang, she's in, and I love how she is. On social media. So creative as well. Being who you want to be, allowing yourself to develop as you are, not how somebody else. And I really admire people that are on their own journey, that they don't copy or they don't try and emulate what everyone else is doing. For me, that's...
And which is tough. Like, you see a lot of things are imposed on you from all the information you're getting, so trying to not be like someone kind of is sometimes difficult, but
and I think it's important to mention, there's a lot of systems in place that work, but do those systems in your own unique way.
Exactly that.
Does that make sense? So it's like driving a car. Like I say, I used to be a driving instructor. Drive a car your own way, but you're taught a theory of how to drive a car. So why not do it in life as well?
Okay. So. Yeah, definitely. Okay, can you tell listeners something you are currently struggling with? If not now, you have done recently.
Okay.
I'll just give you background on this, while I give you maybe some thinking point. Is a lot of people think that one day you start a business, you click your fingers, and that's how it happens, or that anybody who runs a business has everything all worked out already. That's how they're going to be, and it doesn't work like that. And I like people to share something that they have found difficult or need help with, so people know, okay, they don't.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one thing for me is probably quite recent. Is that I'm so determined to make myself a household name, to get where I want to get, that I was going all hell for leather and then forgetting actually you still have to pay these bills, you still have to do this. And like I said to you a little while ago, I was becoming a bit of a networking obsessive person. Meeting anybody that I thought would actually benefit me to meet.
We met, so that was a good thing, by the way. Just so you know, everyone, this was a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's one of the things I suddenly realised, like, hang on a minute, you do have to sit behind a desk and find that balance. And sometimes it does get frustrating and it gets lonely. When you're working on your own, sometimes it gets lonely. And I think that can actually be quite demoralising as well. So, and this is why I've started going back into the community, my local community, where they are my friends, but they are potential clients and they are becoming clients as well. So that was that. And also, in fact, I did a video last week on YouTube with Vina actually, where take a step to the side. So taking a step to the side for me is now doing a little bit of instructing, because I'm teaching my children to drive, so I thought, okay, I enjoy it. Gives my head a break as well. It just keeps things ticking over really nicely, and it helps me be more enthusiastic. So when I'm back at my desk doing what I need to do, I've got almost less time, but I'm more productive. So I think that's one of the things that I've struggled with, being on my own, because I am a real people person.
And it starts out as well. You kind of touched on it at the beginning. It's one person's vision. So it's just your vision, and you're obviously trying to put that out there. You're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, but it starts out like that, and you've got to grow it from just one person's, and try and help people to see where you're going. And if they don't, you actually got to just say, okay, you don't get it, and I need to carry on.
Just keep going, because you cross paths with people, and some people, like you say, they get it, and some people don't, and that's fine. That's absolutely okay. But I think one thing as well is, if I look back over my life, there's been some real adversity, and all I keep thinking is I didn't go through that to give up. That's given me strength, so I'm going to use that strength. I'm not going to let it demoralise me. I'm going to use that strength to keep going, and I will do it. And if it takes 10 years, I don't care. This is what I want to do. So.
Okay. Can you tell listeners one thing that's unique about your business?
Me.
Of course.
Me.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you. do you know what it is? It's quite often, and this is just from some of the training that I've done, everyone's like, what's your genre? Well, mine is everybody has a mindset. Every single person has a mindset. So I've worked with corporate, I've worked with women at home, I've worked with startups, I've worked in businesses. Everybody has got a mindset, and if we can tap into that mindset rather than go, well, I can't work with you because you're doing this business and I don't work with that. It's about tapping in to make the person, lift them up, make them feel the best that they possibly can. Then they can go off and go where they want to go. So I think that's what I do. I don't put a block on anybody. If anybody wants to come to me, I've had men work with me. I do tend to get more women, but I'm more than happy to work with men. Because it's very logical information as well, and you can make it as spiritual or as logical as you like. So,
makes sense. A special guest appearance? No, not really. No, not really. What would you like to see done? Oh, we've covered that one. How do you advertise your business, and what has been the most effective form of advertising?
Okay, right. I would say for me, Instagram seems to be.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, that's because I've only recently really started going through Instagram. Everything on Instagram goes through to my Facebook. But honestly, I'm getting more response from Instagram than I've ever had. Like I said, just locally, I've been putting posters up, which is a new thing for me. So there's that.
Can we just hold on there on posters?
Yes.
Why did you choose posters? How are they? How are they doing? So obviously there's this big debate, and not that we're going to get into it now, but print versus now digital.
Yes.
So you've decided to print some posters and put it in places. How are they working? Obviously you said Instagram, the digital version of your poster really is kind of feeding that through. Why do you make the choice, and how's it going?
So it depends who I want to reach. So if I'm doing my happiness classes locally, I'm thinking, okay, what kind of people is it aimed at? And it's aimed at women mainly. Men can come along as well, but it seems to me more women are coming. So with the posters, I'm thinking, okay, where do women go? They go to have their hair done. They have, sorry, I sound very, very general here.
No.
They go and have their hair done. Yeah. They go sit in a salon to have their nails done. They go in florists and they sit, and while they're being treated, they're looking around. So, and the posters I've done, I've made it quite aesthetically pleasing with the colours. And everywhere I've gone, I've literally gone into salons, beauty with the posters, so people can see. Because also the other side of it is, a lot of these ladies that are coming, they don't have time. They don't want to sit and scroll. But then also with Instagram, it's kind of made a bit more upbeat and not necessarily younger, but I'm getting a lot of teens coming through. So they message me an awful lot, and I really do pride myself in messaging people back. As long as it's relevant to what I'm dealing with or what I'm coaching with, then I will always answer everybody back. I like to make myself very accessible as well.
And I think that's the key, and I talk about this a lot, is that although I'm a very digital person online and social media, I always ask people, where's your audience?
Yeah.
If they're in a bakery and there's nothing, then go to the bakery and stand outside the bakery and talk to them people that are in the bakery. You've got to go to where the people that can use your help or that you can be most associated with. And if that isn't online, then it's not online. That's perfectly acceptable as well. It's just about thinking about, because you got the two people that think that you got the kind of the two extreme people that think that it's only digital and that's the only way to go, it doesn't matter what, and you've got the other people that won't do digital. But if their markets are either side of that, they need to be creative in how they approach it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to the future.
Yes.
What are you most excited about for you and your business for the next 12 to 18 months?
The growth. I feel that excited feeling in my belly at the moment. It's like I'm growing, I'm getting more confident. Even the fact that I'm doing YouTube, that's one of my things, like I really want that to grow. So please subscribe.
There you go. No, that's what it's all about.
So and I think as well, I'm looking forward for me growing myself and becoming more, because I am a bit of a technophobe, but I'm learning so much more. And also, don't be scared to make mistakes as well. Don't be scared to make mistakes, because they're not failures, actually it's moving you forward. So I'm leading by example, I'm stepping up, stepping to the side, but I'm just the growth of my reach of who I'm going to. And also I really feel that there's going to be opportunities for more radio, for television, for writing articles, that's where I'm really wanting to focus on at the moment, so again, to get more reach.
I look forward to seeing it all
Thanks.
before 12 to 18 months, I reckon.
Okay,
I reckon
right.
you're,
Give you a name check as well.
what is your favourite, most productive or useful tool, whether it be an app, a piece of technology, something that you're using in your business that you find that you can recommend to other people? If you haven't tried this app or this tool or whatever it is, give it a go because it can help.
I don't know if it's really relevant, but one thing I do have is an Instagram who follows you and who unfollows you.
Oh, there you go.
That's actually been quite useful because you do find you get a lot of followers who are just following you because they want your business or because they just want to follow back.
Yeah.
And actually that's been quite interesting because you do see a lot of people just hook on because they want
You
to
can
follow.
start to connect with the people
Yes,
that are really there
that's
to do the
give
right thing and not
people
miss them
yeah.
because of the wood
Yeah.
through the trees. Or,
Yeah, and sometimes you do find that people comment because they just want to comment back because it boosts them on Instagram. So for me, I think it's called followers. That's actually been very, very useful. And whether I don't know if this is the right answer or not, but I really am embracing YouTube at the moment. I really am. I'm playing with it. I'm going to be interviewing you after this, aren't I?
Amazing. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's a great one. What else do I use?
Anything productivity based, so like Planner. They're great examples, by the way, but just while you're thinking anything.
Do you know what? Just keeping a tight diary. You know?
Are you a pen and paper or are you using your
It's on my phone now.
Okay, yeah.
And it used to be pen and paper, and I really did struggle. And it's only the last 6 months that I've transferred it over to my phone, but it's all linked through my laptop and everything's fine. You know, that Mrs. Old School was like, oh, I'm going to lose it, and I'm like, no. And everything's in colours. Everything's got colours.
Sounds super organised.
It's very organised, and in my world, it's very organised.
Great. 2 more questions.
Okay.
First one's a scenario question. So if someone's just out of school, out of college, university, or just looking for a job, you were either advertising in for your business that you needed someone, or just some advice that you can give anybody who wants to start out in business or working for a company, what would it be? What would you look for?
What if they were going to come to me? Just advice
people
for
you
them?
want to work with.
Okay. Always be your true self. Always be your true self. Sorry, remind me.
So if they're just out of school, just out of college, university, or just trying to get a job, and you were, as the scenario is you're advertising. You might not be, but if you were, what kind of advice? How can they impress you? How can they get?
Right. First of all, decide what they want in a job, because I think it's important to remember that when you go for an interview, it's not just about the person behind the desk interviewing you. You've technically got to interview them as well. And I think it's so important. And you know, with my son just recently, he wanted a job. And I was like, before he went, I was like, Finn, put down 5 things that you want out of this job and don't settle for any old job. And I think that's really important. And I think it's important to actually say it's okay to say no to a job.
100%. Or negotiate.
Yes.
I always say, don't forget that.
Absolutely. Yeah, good point. But I think it really is, just because you potentially, this is for young people, might be younger than the person that's interviewing you, doesn't mean to say they are bigger and better than you. And you've got so much to offer. And you know, fresh blood going into a company can be just as amazing as someone who's been there for a while. You know.
Agreed.
So,
last question,
okay.
and it's a chance for you to put me on the spot.
Ooh.
If you have one question to ask me, what would you ask me? What would you like to know? Just get a chance to get your own back.
Right. What do you do? Because we're kind of in the same boat, aren't we? In the way that we're working. What do you do to keep yourself motivated?
That's a good one, and I did a vlog on motivation yesterday. I think it's 2 things. I have a long-term goal and I have short-term goals. And the long-term goal, I don't expect anybody else to get and understand or want. That's mine. That's what I'm going after. And if I told someone what it was or tell people what it is, you're probably going to get the right, which is fine. That's up to them. The short term is, by the end of the week, this is what I'm going to do. And the reason that motivates me is, one, by saying I'm going to do something and delivering on it, I also am affirming to everybody else watching, hang on, he said he was going to do that and he went and did it. So I'm doing, off the bat, I'm doing Vlogtober, which is nearly at an end. That came from me watching somebody else, and someone said, who else is going to do it? And I said, I'll do it. And I didn't know I was going to do it. And I've done it every single day. And it's been an absolute one after the other. Which at the end of the day, all I hope is at the end, if they watch some, that's great. But at the end, hang on, he said he was going to do that and he did it. And that's the short-term thing. And by that, hopefully they'll then see that if I say I'm going to do something in the long term, I'm going to get there.
Great.
So that's my motivation to.
Excellent.
And if it's a little short-term or long-term. So.
No, that's brilliant. And can I just ask you, with your long-term goal, do you visualize it? Do you what do you?
I'm a very visual person. I'm not much of a writer, so I definitely pictures. I'd see what it looks like in the future, and that well, for me that gets me excited anyway. If I can get it to anywhere near that, I know I'll be simply great. It'll be great.
Those goals help you stretch and grow, don't they? So,
definitely. But everybody's got their own motivation for all their own reasons. So it's always good to refine what yours are.
Definitely.
But it's been great having you. I'm already excited to get it out. It's been really good and great location that you picked as well. So well done, Allsit Hall. You when you hear this, make sure all the details will be in the description, so you'll be able to go and click on links and follow Lisa and get in contact with Lisa. So if you've got any questions about what she does, how she can help you, please do get in touch. But for now, stay tuned and keep watching and listening to the podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a review, and any comments with any feedback would be much appreciated.